PF Black Card. You can bring a friend anytime and access over 2,800 locations. Join now for $1 down, $24.99 a month, and get your first month free. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, March 13th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Biggest question people have is, how do I start the process? What is the process? I want to build a new home, but I don't know what the first step is.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
The first step is make an appointment. Come on into my office. Let's sit around the table. Let's talk about what you're looking for, what your needs are, what your budget might be. And let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. And get a house that you're going to be happy with. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done. Once you find a good lot, let's get it reserved because there's a very limited number of lots in this town. And then start designing that floor plan that's going to be perfect for you. Next thing you know, we're moving dirt.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey guys, it's Austin. Join me on Tuesday from Poly Pavilion in Los Angeles as 93.7 The Ticket covers Husker basketball's final regular season road game at 10 p.m. versus Mick Cronin and the UCLA Bruins. I'll have pregame and postgame videos on the Ticket social media pages as well as commentary throughout the game. And catch me on postgame beginning around midnight Central as well. Our coverage from Los Angeles is sponsored by the Lincoln Airport, Diode Technologies, Ben Blaker, a professional realty group of BHHS Ambassador, and Scissors and Scotch Lincoln.
Strap up your headgear and lock in on Husker Wrestling. This is All In on 93.7 The Ticket with two-time All-American Caleb Smith.
Caleb Smith looking to end this one with a fall at 125. And Smith able to rock back. Now he's got him tights, and he gets the fall.
And Caleb Smith enjoying himself here. He will get the 2-0 victory. Avenges his loss from earlier in the year, and that is his 100th career victory. Congratulations, Caleb Smith.
And 2025 national champion Ridge Lovett.
But notice Ridge elevates his head.
He's using his head.
He's using his forehead.
Oh, my goodness.
And hips up.
Short time.
Right down to the wire. And the drought is over. Nebraska with a national champion for the first time since 2011. What started in Post Falls, Idaho, is punctuated in Philadelphia. Ridge Lovett in his 6th year, a title winner.
All In with Ridge Lovett and Caleb Smith is sponsored by Red Zone Bar and Grill. Here are your hosts of All In, Caleb Smith and Ridge Lovett.
Welcome to All In on the 93.7 The Ticket. Ridge Lovett, Caleb Smith holding it down. And, you know, it was a busy week for us.
Extremely busy. We went back in time, actually.
Forward and back. 7 hours.
Yeah. Crazy.
Time traveling on the plane when you're in the air flying for 9.5 hours. It's different.
I don't know about you, but my knees were locking up.
The flight there was no good. The flight back, it was significantly better.
Oh, it was a lot easier coming back.
I didn't have anyone sitting next to me, so I was in a good spot.
You know what I missed though when I was away?
What'd you miss?
Some insomnia cookie. Craving something warm, sweet, and unforgettable, Insomnia Cookie has you covered. Whether you're hosting a party, planning an event, or getting ready for the holidays, Insomnia Cookie delivers fresh baked goodness right when you need it. Treat your guests to warm, melty classics, deluxe cookies, or even ice cream cookie sandwiches. Perfect for office celebrations, holiday get-togethers, birthday surprises, you name it. Order ahead or get it delivered. Make your next event a little sweeter with Insomnia Cookies. Located in downtown Lincoln at 16th and Q. I missed it.
Yeah, dude. The snacks at the hotel weren't bad, but
yeah, the snacks at the hotel actually weren't that bad.
I was definitely happy to get back to the States when it came to the food part of it for sure.
I would say the food, at least where we were at in Albania, to me at that resort, the Blue Fafa, it was meh.
It was just meh. You know, it's not meh.
It was not meh.
Are you craving the ultimate game day experience? Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill has your front row seat. Dive into delicious wings, juicy burgers, and frosty drinks, all served up with TVs covering every inch of the walls, so you'll never miss a play. Rally your crew, cheer for your team, and take advantage of game night specials every week. Stop in for a Nebraska basketball game with a party of 4 or more and receive a free pitcher of beer. Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill, right by the Lincoln Airport at 3111 Northwest 12th Street. They added something new on there. That sounds to me like a deal. That sounds to me like a deal.
Ooh wee, like a deal. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's that's the new read, and you read it perfectly. So that's how we do it.
Yeah.
Usually, you guys are doing a pretty good job of doing the segues into the sponsors. So, and thank you, Red Zone, for all you do sponsoring our athlete shows. Not only this one, but a lot of the other ones. So that is, and you got the product placement with the cookies. I thought Caleb was just digging in.
I was about to.
I saw him peeking in there, and I thought he was maybe about to take one, but no, that is how we do. But you guys kind of touched on it. You guys had kind of a crazy past couple weeks. You guys weren't here last week. We obviously mentioned that in your place during this hour. What was Albania like? Just kind of give me a rundown of what that whole situation was about, and just kind of what you guys took away from that. You know, not only traveling to another country to compete at a high level, but also just like what you got out of it, because it's an experience that not everybody gets to get after they're done wrestling in college. But you guys got an opportunity to go overseas and not only represent Nebraska, but also respectable countries.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had to put things in perspective because I didn't get the results I wanted, but me and Ridge were talking, and Liam, and even just talking to my fiance, just saying like, wow, the fact that I came this far to be able to travel the world to go wrestle in a competition, that was something I always dreamed about, and I had to be grateful about it, and you get humbled when you're wrestling the best people in the world because there was no bracket there that wasn't credible. Everybody in there was really good. It was kind of like being a freshman in college again, just starting over, new style wrestling. Had to learn a little bit more, and I thought it was awesome. I'm excited for the next one, and the fact that I got to do it with my brothers that made it so much better. And I guess Albania was cool, kind of like we being in the mountains and the beach at the same time. That to me, I like stuff like that. I thought it was the weather was nice. Everything was a lot cheaper, so that was a plus.
Yeah, it was cool. Definitely felt like a millionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, you go down to the coffee shop, you get a cappuccino. They dress it up all nice. They're making designs in it and stuff. And they're like, okay, that's $2. I was like, $2. Okay, yeah, I can do this. I went back and got 3 more that day, fighting the jet lag. But the trip over there was a little rough. I wasn't on the same flight plan as everybody else. We got my tickets a little bit later, so I flew to Denver from Omaha, and I met Liam in Denver and the Oklahoma State boys. And then they got on their flight, took off, and then I hung out in the Denver airport for another 5 hours. And then I got on my flight, which that was the long one, 9.5 hours. I landed in Frankfurt at 11 a.m. and I don't think I took off out of the Frankfurt airport until 8:45 p.m. So then I was in Frankfurt for another 9.5 hours, just walking around killing time before I got to Albania, landed in Tirana. And I was the only wrestler on my flight. So there wasn't other people going to our hotel. And well, I don't speak Albanian, so it was tough asking questions and reading the signs, trying to figure out where the shuttle was to the hotel. And the people at the airport couldn't really help me with that, so I had to take a taxi from the airport to the hotel. So that was interesting. That was fun. But I mean, shoot, 35-minute taxi was $35. I was like, yeah, that's cheaper than Uber.
Was it what you expected the country to be? I mean, because you guys have never been there before. You've never been to Albania.
No.
You've just been, read up on, where am I going?
Mm-hmm.
Was it what you guys expected it to be? Not putting wrestling aside, just traveling wise. Because like Rich said, you go to a place where nobody speaks the same language as you, and you're on a flight by yourself. It's a little intimidating because it's like, all right, I'm thrown into the situation. I have to get to my destination.
That part was tough. It was just like mentally straining because I was by myself and I left on Saturday and got there on Monday.
Okay.
So it was like I skipped a whole day. And so that was a little weird. And then fighting the jet lag was tough. But I had friends once we got over there to hang out with people, so that was okay. And you were kind of in a little travel party. There were some dudes there with you.
Yeah.
But it's the off season for tourism there. Like it was in the 60s. So like in the morning, like I was standing up on the balcony, shirt off in the sun. It was nice. Sun was right there. I was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. Wind wasn't really blowing, but then later in the day it would kind of cool down a little bit. But beach was a little dirty. I wasn't really gonna go running around in the sand. But all in all, we didn't really have time after the tournament to go sightsee, and before the tournament, I wasn't.
It wasn't a vacation.
No,
it's a business trip, as you guys would say. But if you have any questions for the guys, you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Allo Channel 961 402-464-565. That is 402-464-5685. I guess talk about the competition. In general, you guys are there. How many other guys are there? How many countries are represented in general? And just what was this event just like stepping in there? This is your first pro event, kind of trying to get to where you want to be. We talked about, you want to be, the Olympics are coming up in, we're sitting here in 2026, but hey, the Summer Olympics are going to be here in less than, a little over 2 years in LA. I guess kind of talk about from a standpoint of the wrestling, what it was like to kind of step in there. And like you said, you got kind of thrown in the fire, kind of act like you're kind of like a freshman again, like, oh, here I am. I just kind of touch on what the event was like in general from your time in Albania.
I guess
probably 40 countries.
Yeah. I would say probably 40 of them. Yeah.
25 Americans.
Yeah, there was quite a few Americans.
Definitely more Americans. The American presence there was bigger than the other countries.
Mhm.
We definitely brought more dudes. We filled up almost every weight, I would say, or pretty close to it,
Pretty close.
along with some extras from other countries, Americans wrestling underneath other flags.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. I mean, I don't think that if Russia was there, which is if you go and see Russia wrestle, like it's really cool because they have such a smoother style of wrestling. They don't wrestle necessarily as hard the whole time, but they're known for dominating, and that is pretty much what they did this weekend. At least at my weight, there was 2 Russians in the finals going against each other. It was their wrestle off, actually.
Really?
Yes. So this tournament is how you get ranked in the world. Hardest tournament of the year so far, and they're having their wrestle off, and they meet in the finals. I mean, that was kind of cool. And me and Ridge leading up to competition, I guess he has a story about the push.
Oh, push.
But
yeah.
before we get there, like we were watching all these guys warm up for a little bit. We got to see
A little bit.
there was a lot.
The Dagestani, the dudes from Dagestan literally warmed up. Like we wanted to watch them wrestle. We're like, yeah, let's watch them wrestle, see what they do, see them drill. And we went down there because we had already worked out, and we went down there to take a picture with Liam for the Instagram and Twitter posts. And these dudes warmed up for like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What's your guys' average warm up? Like, what I mean?
Like 15, maybe 20.
45.
Maybe like competition day. Yeah. Like, but with like no wrestling yet, just doing
This was like their
stuff.
normal practice routine.
So 45 minutes.
It was probably
Before
it was
they
probably like
started.
What they
at
do in these?
minimum
What they do in these
35.
45 minutes?
They stretched a lot, but like before they stretched, they were doing like some explosive movements, and then they stretched for like
Jumps,
probably 20
rolls,
minutes. Yeah,
some jump up in the air, kicking your toes, kicking your feet. I was like, come on, guys, let's start
shoulder
wrestling.
mobility.
I want to see something here.
They did a lot of mobility work. I would say like they warmed their necks up. They warmed everything body part up that you could warm up. They warmed up their necks. They warmed up their shoulders. They warmed up their elbows, their knees. Like it was. I was actually like, maybe there's something to that because I mean they're doing.
I mean, they're here at this event for a reason.
They are
and representing their country, and that's different styles. You guys see different styles throughout the entire because you know you have your American wrestlers and whatnot. You talk about the Russian style. You have everything else. I guess the clash of styles. Did you guys see that throughout the entire tournament?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean they would wait. It was like we were playing checkers. They're playing chess. At least me.
Yeah, it looks like their whole idea was we're gonna get one takedown and get a turn, and that's all they're gonna do. All of their matches was just one little flurry. They would wait whenever their coach would tell them to go, or I don't know what their coach was saying, but whatever he was saying to them, they didn't do a lot. It's like the Americans, they're kind of like in the fight the whole time. They want to hand fight, they want to look for scores the whole time. It seemed like most of the other countries weren't doing that. They weren't really like wrestling through the whole match. They would just kind of wait, and then they would go for 20 seconds hard, and the rest of the time they would wait. And if they needed another one later, they would give them another 20 seconds hard, and then that'd be it. It was like they wrestled for 40 seconds of the 6-minute match.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's very interesting, and it's like they're explosive for those 40 seconds or whatever or whatnot, and then the rest of the time it's what it is. That's interesting.
It's more about holding position for them and like waiting till you make a mistake. It's not like I feel like Americans try to force you to make a mistake, and they just wait for you to make a mistake. So that's the trade-off you get.
I guess. Yeah, it's interesting. Kind of talk about your guys' performances. Obviously, Caleb, you've hinted at, it's a wake-up call. I guess you can take things from that. You learn things from that. You always want to win, but I guess kind of talk about how you guys performed and just what you just took coming back. Because, I mean, it's a long trip. There's a lot to dwell on. And now you're back here in Lincoln, Nebraska after, being – what was the time difference? 9 hours? 7.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting here the other week, and I made the joke that I was like, hey, maybe I should call them and have them in, but it's like 3:00 in the morning or whatnot down there.
Yeah.
But I guess what did you guys take from this in general? Just, obviously win or lose, I guess. What'd you dwell on is, you left the mats there, you left out the country, and now you're back here in Nebraska.
I learned that I need to be a little bit more patient in the match. I got down 4-0, and then I tried to go get everything back at once. Next thing I know, it's 8-0 or like 10-0, actually, because I lost a challenge, or 10-2. And so I was kind of freaking out. I didn't really have a coach, so I didn't have like somebody helping me calm down. And that's on me. My mental preparation got to be a little bit better. And just learned that I got to get humbled again, which is okay. It's cool. Like, this is the fun part about wrestling, is knowing that there's a chance that it could go terribly wrong and I'll still be the same Caleb, or it could go amazingly great and I'll still be the same Caleb. And just figuring out how to not put my identity in wrestling and figure out, like, I'm just trying to be a good person, and these goals are a byproduct of all that. Like, that's probably my main focus. And obviously there's a size difference. My first time being up a weight, so I need to get a little bit stronger. Other than that, like, I learned a lot, and I think that this will be the worst that I do, and it's only up from here. So I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yeah, man. You mentioned not having a coaching corner. Let's talk a little bit about that. What that's like. When was the last time you've had a situation where you haven't had like a Mark Manning or whatever or whatnot in your ear? Because you know that they play a pivotal role being there and sitting there. And you know, sometimes it depends who you are, how you wrestle or whatnot. Some coaches kind of let you set you back and let you do your thing. Sometimes they're yelling and screaming the entire match, standing on their feet watching you. I guess what was that? What are some negatives and positives without having that? Because you have a voice there for you, because it's obviously you and your opponent on the mat, but there's also the voices behind you.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like a lot more support whenever you have a coach, for the mental challenges that you're fighting while you're wrestling. Like, you might think, oh, this isn't working. Oh, I'm starting to get frustrated. And they kind of can be that voice that calms you down. But at the same time, I'm a pro. So those are adjustments that I got to make at this level. I was supposed to have my coach, Arturo, come out, but his flight got canceled. It was snowing. He went going to New York, and it snowed out, got canceled. And they were like, there's no way we're going to make it. So.
It's funny how that works. They had we had snow here.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the feet of snow they got on the Northeast. But Rich, kind of talk about what you took from this. Obviously you mentioned, the flight was a little stressful, but you made it. I guess what'd you take from this event, and just kind of describe like how you performed in general?
So me, Caleb, and Liam all went 0-1, and then the dudes we lost to didn't make the finals. And if you don't make the finals, then you're out. The dude that I lost to right now, I think before this tournament, he was ranked number 2. I had I had a bye, and then I had winner of number 2 and number 3. The dude ranked number 3 right now, Olympic bronze medalist. He kind of got beat up by the other dude. I was expecting to wrestle Dadaev, who is from Albania by way of Chechnya. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll probably wrestle this dude. So I didn't really watch what they were doing. I was just watching their one match, and I was watching Dadaev the whole time, and then he gets done, and I was like, oh shoot, I guess I probably should have been watching the other dude. But whatever, we'll go out there and send it. Same thing, the coaching thing, it's like the biggest part of that for me is like the lack of recognition in their voice. Like, when I'm wrestling, I can hear Coach Manning, right? I can even still, if I'm wrestling, I could hear my dad, or I can hear my club coaches. If they're at a duel, I can hear them saying stuff in the crowd. If they yell, it's like I have that recognition.
Can you block out? Because let's go to high school. You talk about high school, the high school coaches. There's 12 matches going on at once. You're on the mat.
Yeah,
you're able to. I was always curious thinking about that. You can block out the noise and hear that one voice you need to hear.
Yeah, when we're at the national tournament, there's thousands of people screaming, everyone's going nuts, all the mats are going, whistles going. I can hear Manning, I can hear Snyder, I can pick out their voices and hear what they're saying. And it the arena was pretty empty, but I still had a hard time kind of grasping what they were saying, what my coaches were saying. Because it's just they never coached me before. I was like, I don't really know. They don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how they coach, different terminology, just little things like that. Yeah, I lost 5-5 on criteria. The score was 5-5. He scored last, so I lost that one. I had 2 takedowns and a push out. He had a push out, a takedown, and then just an exposure. So kind of stinks losing 5-5. It's like, okay, whatever. But then what really sucked is that the next match, he wrestled the kid that won it and was winning by 5 with 12 seconds left. And so if he wins this match, I get pulled back into the consolation bracket, and I'm going to wrestle Olympic bronze first and then world bronze for the bronze of this tournament. I was like, okay, yeah, I bet we're pretty much good. I put my shoes back on, tied them up, laced them, taped them. I was like, there we go. We're good to go. I started warming up, and I'm watching the end of the match. 14 seconds left. They stop it. I'm like, okay, cool. Boom, gets taken down, picked up, thrown for 4, loses by 1. And I was like, okay, I guess that's my tournament. Untaped my shoes, took them back off. I was like, all right, boys, let's go eat. I'm out too.
It's funny how that works. You're literally preparing for that. But before we go to break, Caleb, I want to talk about more of the coaching and kind of hearing the hearing the voice. Are you kind of the same way? Is that just like a wrestler thing? Because I feel like that'd be hard to like concentrate, because when you're facing off against somebody, but then you have fans screaming, you know how it is at wrestling, any wrestling meet, high school, youth, college, whatnot. You hear everybody screaming and yelling. There's multiple matches going on once or whatnot. You're able to kind of block out the noise and hear your coach. Is that just something? It's like a gift, I guess, a wrestler's gift, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like when your mom yells at you in the middle of the store and like you can't necessarily see her, but that's her. Like, that's exactly what it's like. But it's something that you got to train, like Ridge was saying. Like, if you don't have consistency in it, it's going to be hard to build that. But it's definitely 100% true.
I was always curious about that, because it's a sport where, basketball, you got your teammates out there. With your football, you can talk between plays. Wrestling, you have no time to stop. If you take an eye off your opponent, bad things will happen.
Unless you're Cade Ziola.
Yeah.
Cade Ziola could get away with it.
Yeah, when I was coaching them a couple weeks ago, he was talking to me. I'm going to stop talking and wrestle, bro.
Cade's the only one that can do that.
Only one. It's a gift that's very hard to come by. But we're going to take a break here. 93.7 The Ticket. He's Caleb Smith. He's Ridge Lovett. Nick Wyman over here. We'll be right back here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now at Koppel, we are offering big discounts on all of our inventory. 2026 GMC Terrains are leasing at $279 per month or buy for $27,690. 2026 Canyon is leasing for $269 or buy for $40,980. Also right now, all new Equinox EVs and all half-ton trucks are starting at $12,000 off MSRP. These are just a few examples of some of the aggressive pricing going on right now at Koppel. Please stop on in or check us out at koppelcars.com. All these with $2,500 down with a roof credit.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sander. Join me and the rest of the 93.7 The Ticket crew as we bring you live coverage of the 2026 NSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament from Pinnacle Bank Arena. The action tips off Wednesday, March 4th. If it's being played at Pinnacle Bank Arena, it's heard on The Ticket. Class A to Class D2 all week long. Join us March 4th through March 7th as we crown 6 state champions from the 2026 NSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details, you take the compliments. Book your Graze Table today at grazingouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to All In on 93.7 The Ticket with your hosts, Caleb Smith and Ridge Lovett.
Welcome back to All In. Caleb Smith, Ridge Lovett, my guy Nick on the mic. So before the break, we were talking about push. And for those of y'all who don't know, actually, I'll let you explain what push means. What does that mean, Ridge? When a foreigner comes up to you, doesn't speak great English, but he understands push.
Push. Yeah, that means, hey, I want you to come over and wrestle a match with my guy. And I was I didn't have a partner when we were working out, cutting weight. I was over there just kind of running around, just doing some rolls, stretching out, just making sure my body feels good. And Caleb was wrestling around. And what was that kid? 74 kilo?
Yeah.
79
74
kilo?
the first.
74. The 74 kilo guy from Azerbaijan comes over to Caleb. He's like, hey, push. And Caleb was working out with Darian Cruz. And Caleb was like, no, not me. And then he's like, oh, hey, Rich, come here. And I go jogging over them. And what's up? And he was like, hey, push. I walk over there and the coach was like, 3 minutes, rest, 3 minutes, match. Yes? I was like, yeah, dude, sure. And I was wrestling this kid from Azerbaijan. And I was like, they're probably trying to scout me. Like, I'm not going to give away any tricks, nothing. So I was like, I'm shooting double legs and snap downs. That's it. And I hand fought the crap out of this kid for the first 3 minutes. I got we were like 2 takedowns apiece in the first period, and I just hand fought him hard. And then we got about a minute into the second period, and I took him down 2 or 3 times. And then he just kind of looked over his coach and was like, just kind of waved. And his coach blew his whistle, and he was like, okay. And like gave me an X. I was like, so are we taking another break? He was like, oh, no, thank you, brother. Thank you. Like, we're good. I was like, oh, okay. I turned around, go walking away. I was like, yeah, I just freaking broke that kid. He didn't want to wrestle anymore. I made him quit. I was like, okay, that's fire. And then I was wrestling with Alex Daringer, who is a 3-time national champ from Oklahoma State. He was an assistant coach at Michigan. Me and him were just rolling around because I needed a partner. We were just kind of getting a little workout in. And then the 61 kilo guy who took second in Caleb's weight, he came over. His coach was like, hey, push. And I was like, yeah, 3 minutes, break, 3 minutes. He was like, yes, match. I was like, yeah, I bet. And this kid, he wasn't as big, so I was kind of turning up on him a little bit, but I was giving him the same. I was like, I don't know if I'm trying to give out any tricks, any secrets. I have a Russian in my weight who's pretty good, 2-time U23 world champ. So I was like, yeah, I don't know about all this. But he was like, yeah, push. I was like, yeah, let's get it. And as soon as I call her time, the kid looks over at his coach and he goes, oh, Americana. I was like, yeah, darn right. The Americans love that collar tie. And I wrestled with him for the first period. It's kind of beating him up a little bit, cradled him 4 or 5 times.
It was
Then-
pretty bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Caleb was over here
I
because
was egging him on.
the kid got me with a dirty little snap down, and he like ran behind, and I just kind of stood up and kept wrestling. And Caleb and Darian start making fun of me. They're like, "Oh, he's just gonna let him run behind you." Da 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 da. And then I did some funky little trip, step over, put the kid on his back, pinned him again. Then I stood up and started talking back to him. I was like, "You guys are just chatting. You're just talking." And that kid looks over at his coach and said something in Russian. I'm assuming he asked him how much time is left, because then the coach started laughing and he held up his clock and it said there was still 2 minutes left in the period. And he goes, "Oh no." So I was like, "Oh yeah, he's tired." So then I started turning up on him a little bit, started shooting a little bit more. But it was, so I guess I got 3 matches in this past weekend. Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Russia. It was a good time. The push was fun.
Yeah, you had a winning record this weekend.
Kind of. Unofficial.
Unofficial.
Broke 2 of them.
In his heart, he had 2 wins.
He did
in Albania, but hey, it is what it is. Push.
Push.
That'll be an inside joke for here to come for.
Because
lunch.
Coach Tervel says it all the time, like
He
before
does.
practice, he'll be like, "Hey, push," like as a little warm up. When we go over there, we wrestle around a little bit, whatever. Hey, push. I didn't know until I got there, and these kids were asking me, "Hey, push." Like, yeah, that means, hey, let's wrestle a match.
That's what it means.
Yeah, they were serious.
Is that I wonder if that's just like overseas, like kind of
That's
thing.
how they
It's
all
easy.
act.
It's easy to understand. Everybody understands it, and it's just kind of a code of honor, I guess.
Yeah,
it is.
Everybody understands what it means. But you guys got back from wrestling in Albania, got that behind you, back here in the States, back here in Lincoln, Nebraska. But wrestling season moves on. It's March. You know, basketball obviously is the big deal in March Madness and whatnot. Everybody watches it. But Big Ten wrestling, the season went by quick. Got the wins at Utah Valley. Brock Hardy got to wrestle back at home, capped that off. Now the Big Ten wrestling championships at the Bryce Jordan Center in University Park, Pennsylvania, Penn State University. I don't think you'd ask for a better year for Big Ten. I mean, there's so many good matchups, so many ranked guys. Penn State's Penn State. We have Nebraska coming in. The rankings came out today. Nebraska got 2 1 seeds.
We did. So in the pre-seeds, so the way it works is they ran the seeds purely off of WrestleStat.
Yep.
Which they had their algorithm. It delivers the points however it does through the algorithm. So those are still subject to change. If you're within 15 points of somebody above or below you, they can challenge.
There's already been some challenges.
Mhm.
I've heard there's some people on social media, plus like Ohio State, Iowa.
Ohio State's not happy.
There's the way it's all shaken out. Penn State has some guys who are number 2 or whatnot. It's interesting how that works. But yes, it's hard to do when you got a really good conference, some really good teams.
Mm-hmm.
You have Nebraska, Iowa, Ohio State, Penn State, and then you have Illinois, Indiana lurking on the outside, Minnesota. Hard to do. Hard to do pre-seeds when you do that. So interesting how that works out. But yes, Christopher Minto and Antrell Taylor, the 2 pre-seeds number 1s right now. Interesting. Very interesting.
I would be really surprised if Tofi stays at the 1. They're gonna switch him and
They're
Levi.
gonna complain.
They're all Penn State. They already put out a video. They were interviewing Kale, and he was like, he didn't agree with it. But there's a couple that I didn't agree with. Like at 133, Marcus Blaze is really good, but Lucas Bird should be the 1 seed.
He's a national champ,
defending national champ
Undefeated.
at the same weight. He's undefeated on the year, and you're putting him at the 2 because why? I
been to
don't
nationals before, actually. Like this isn't his first rodeo. Like
know. And defending Big Ten champ, defending national champ at the same weight, undefeated on the year. He gets a 2 seed. Marcus Blaze the 1 seed. I wouldn't be surprised if that one changed. I wouldn't be surprised if Tofi changed. But what we saw the biggest part of it is if you didn't wrestle, you were punished for it. And sometimes that did hurt the people that did wrestle, because like at 174, Levi Haynes had 4 wins over backups, and that hurt him because those guys were not in the field at the Big Ten tournament, so that didn't count towards his seeding points. But like that's where they're going to use the common sense factor, fix that. But at 157, that weight is all kinds of jacked up. Antrell Taylor, 1 seed. Brandon Cannon, who was ranked number 1 all year, he's undefeated on the year, got the 7 seed. So he's going to wrestle the Penn State kid second, which
Just PJ Duke. PJ Duke's the 2.
PJ Duke's at the 2. So that's gonna. I think that way it was Charlie Millard is on the bottom, Cannon Webster's on the bottom, PJ Duke, Brandon Cannon. The bottom side of that weight just got all the way jacked up. But that's what happens. You win a couple matches early in the year, then you sit out you sit out for 2 months, and then you expect, okay, I already beat the defending national champ. I'm undefeated on the year. I'm going to be the 1 seed. I deserve the 1 seed. Well, you didn't wrestle the entire Big Ten season. You wrestled 2 matches. Yeah. You wrestled 2 matches in the Big Ten, and you want the 1 seed? Like, no way. That's not how it's going to work out. And, we saw it at 184. It backfired on the 1 seed because it hurt Angelo Ferrari. I think they gave him the 10 seed.
He's 8 seed.
8 seed?
8 seed, yes.
So he's going to be in the same quarter as Rocco Welsh, who's the 1 seed. And when they wrestled in the duel, that was number 1 versus number 2, or number 1 versus number 3, whatever the rankings were. So, but I think
it's fair.
I do think it's fair. It does hurt some people in the long run, especially like the higher guys who were wrestling every duel. Then you have someone who's really good that was sitting out, and now it's like, okay, so we do the seeds to avoid these big matchups early. But when you sit out a whole bunch of time, you miss a bunch of time, you're not making weight, you're not putting it on the line. You don't deserve to hold that seed. And we don't run from anybody. Nebraska wrestled one of the hardest schedules this year. Us, Ohio State, Iowa, Oklahoma State wrestled some killer schedules. And Penn State didn't go to national duels, and that might have came back to bite them a little bit. But everyone's all talking about seeds. Last year I was the 3 seed and I won it.
That was literally I was going to segue into that. Like, hey, seeding doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Brock Hardy, you don't have to be a 1 seed.
Neither one of us were the 1 seed at Big Tens. Neither me and Antrell, neither one of us were the 1 seed at nationals, and we ran the gauntlet. It's part of it. It kind of makes me laugh though, because they're all complaining about the seed. They're like, he beat him. Da 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 da. I was like, I majored the 1 seed in my weight at Big Tens last year.
It's also like you see that in college football, the seeding too. Everybody complains about it. March Madness, we'll see it on Selection Sunday. Oh, they should have been an 8 seed or not a 10 seed. That's just sports in general, and that's what we're seeing right here. There's debate. There's always debate, and when you have, as mentioned, Nebraska, Penn State, Minnesota, Ohio State, everybody thrown into the same conference, and they're all ranked in wrestling, it's hard. And then you have guys who have wrestled, like you mentioned, guys who have wrestled 25 plus matches. Some guys have only wrestled a couple of matches in a couple of months. It's hard to precede that. Like if you gave me it, I'd just be like, oh, this guy wrestled, he's undefeated, but he's only wrestled 13 times compared to a guy who's 25-3. I don't know. It's all subjective and whatnot. And obviously there's going to be complaining and whatnot and conversation, but like you said, you don't have to be the top of the seed to win it. 3 seed, you're projected 3 seed, and you go in there and you got 2 guys above you, but you have a chance to prove that. And that's what I'm excited for. What is the atmosphere you guys think is going to be like there? Because Penn State on their home turf, but then you have Nebraska who travels with you, Ohio State, you got Minnesota, Iowa, you name it. And then it's over the course of a whole weekend. It should be electric, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm going to be out there. I got my tickets today, Big Tens and Nationals. I'll be there. Big Tens is fun because it goes quick, and almost every single match outside of the first round, maybe the second round, every single match is going to be a heater. Every single one's going to be top 10. So that makes it super fun. But there's going to be a lot of Penn State fans there.
Of course, they're in their backyard.
Yeah,
literally in their backyard.
Iowa typically travels real well. They've kind of had an off year, so I'd be excited to see how the Iowa faithful kind of rides with them. I would assume that the Iowa's fans will be there in full. Nebraska's going to be there. Ohio State, all the blue bloods will be there, and they'll be there big time. Rutgers will probably have a pretty good crowd. That's not far. But Big Ten's it's gonna be lit. I'm excited.
What are you most looking for out of the entire, not just Nebraska wise, but just in general, out of the Big Ten wrestling tournament? Put you on the spot. The preceding just came out, but things can change. I guess general thoughts. What are you most looking forward to?
Most looking forward to probably, honestly, I think the semis matches sometimes are better than the finals matches, just because like everybody's wrestling to get to the Big Ten finals. And sometimes the finals matches can be a little slow, or sometimes they get smacked up like Brock Hardy did last year. So,
yep.
I'm really excited for the semis. That's usually my favorite round of the Big Ten tournament.
It's my favorite at nationals. There's been some talk on Twitter about the bone, the way they set it up, because it's 2 semis matches in the middle, and then the blood rounds going on the outside. So the map shape is like a bone. It's so good having the blood round, because you have the people in the semis who they're already excited because they're all Americans, and now it's like boom, they punch their ticket to the finals. They're lit, they're excited, they're jumping up and down. And then you have the people on the outsides who've been wrestling 2 matches a session for the past 2 days, and they punch their ticket, and now they're an All-American, so they're jumping up. But for Big Tens, what I'm most excited about is definitely just the bottom half of 157. It's going to be chaos. People are going to lose. People are going to be mad. The seeding people are going to be pissed. It's going to be awesome.
The seeding can still change. What do they have a date that it's set?
I think it's Friday.
So there's still a lot of time. I was thinking maybe this is like a Wednesday.
But they can only challenge it if it's within 15 points. So if whatever WrestleStat punched out, if they're not within 15
if you're
points,
at 16 points, you're a no-go.
You're a no-go. You're a no-go.
That's crazy.
So there's some of them that are subject to change. Like, I hope that at 174, I'm hoping that Tofi doesn't have. If Tofi gets switched, I hope Lenny Pinto and the Northwestern kid get switched. I don't want Toph and Big Len to wrestle second match, but I mean, if they do, it's gonna be a heater. I'm here for it.
You got to keep your eyes on it at all times, because there's multiple matches going on at once, and like you said, multiple heaters going on at once. So we'll be back for the final segment of All In. Caleb Smith, Ridge Lovett will be right back here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I Parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I Parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Hey everyone, this is Austin Orman from Old School with Foreman and Orman, live from 1040 O Street in the heart of downtown Lincoln, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. My favorite thing about downtown Lincoln has to be the year-round energy. Downtown Lincoln never stops. It's easy to get to, has everything you could need or want in dining, entertainment, and retail, and of course it has Lincoln's best sports talk, proudly located in downtown Lincoln on the corner of 11th and O.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Biggest question people have is, how do I start the process? What is the process? I want to build a new home, but I don't know what the first step is.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
The first step is make an appointment. Come on into my office. Let's sit around the table. Let's talk about what you're looking for, what your needs are, what your budget might be. And let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. And get a house that you're going to be happy with. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done. Once you find a good lot, let's get it reserved because there's a very limited number of lots in this town. And then start designing that floor plan that's going to be perfect for you. Next thing you know, we're moving dirt.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Electrical Enterprises in Roca reminds you, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those who serve today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all of your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, call 402-438-5822. They care about our United States veterans and active military personnel.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings, thanks to the all-new delicious duo combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Now back to All In on 93.7 The Ticket with your hosts, Caleb Smith and Ridge Lovett.
Welcome back. Last segment, All In. Caleb Smith, Ridge Lovett. Here to close out the show. Got obviously talked about wrestling. Super excited for those pre-seeds and just in general the wrestling that's going to happen. But everybody knows March Madness, so we might as well talk about that too. When do those seeds come out? Do you know, Nick?
So you have the regular season still coming out. You know, there's some. So tonight, the Horizon League with like Cleveland State and whatnot, they're playing a play-in game. That's the first conference games. Like both teams only have 10 wins. That's a play-in game for that tournament. There's 10 teams who make that tournament. That is the first conference tournament that starts right now as we speak. So that's going on right now. So the mid-majors, the smaller schools start their tournaments over the next week. Big Ten, ACC, and whatnot start the following week. So Nebraska's got tomorrow against UCLA, and then they have Sunday against Iowa, the regular season final game at home, final game at PBA, final game to watch Nebraska, final game to watch Sam Hoiberg. That's the last game of his Nebraska career at home. And then the Big Ten tournament will be in Chicago, and then not this following Sunday, but the next Sunday will be Selection Sunday, which is always a interesting time because you have teams who, you know, mid-major team has a 13-win season. They win 4 games. They go to March Madness, and then all of a sudden they become the story of the thing, like a team like St. Peter's or a
Marquette
or a Fairleigh Dickinson a couple years ago beating Purdue, or a Butler, you know, in the 2000s and whatnot. San Diego State and FAU made it to the Final Four a couple years ago.
That was such a crazy NCAA.
Hey, do you guys like the upsets? Do you guys like the upsets?
I love it.
Because some people like last year is very chalky with like the Blue Bloods making it and whatnot, and then you get, you know, it was a good tournament. You get Florida winning the championship, but like a year like the St. Peter's Peacocks make it all the way to the Elite Eight after they beat a team like Kentucky, or like Oakland beating Kentucky with a guy like Jack Golke, this random guy who nobody really knows who he is, and now here he is. I name drop him in the year 2026. It's a fun. That's what makes March Madness so fun, because then you get those teams, you know, who are, you know, like, oh, where is St. Peter's University at? And they're playing a team like Kentucky, and then right now everybody knows where St. Peter's is. It's a New Jersey, New York area, but that's what makes March Madness so fun, and it takes over. Like there's not a lot of people who watch college basketball, and you know, let's say you're a big, you know, here in Nebraska is a little different. You know, college basketball is kind of a big deal, especially when Nebraska is top 10 in the country. But like, you know, you go out to like somewhere where like New York, who's big, the Knicks are a huge deal. Pro sports are a lot bigger there. they tune into college basketball this time of year, and that's what makes it fun. And you get to see the unpredictability of March, and that's what makes it fun for you guys. I was going to ask, do you guys usually fill up brackets?
I haven't since. I mean, we used to not be able to for a while.
Exactly.
Fill it out. You just can't gamble on it.
Exactly. But the thing is, the perfect bracket's impossible. I know everyone's like, this might be the year. No, it's not.
I'm doing it this year.
No, it's not.
I'm calling it.
You're not having a perfect bracket.
Calling it.
I'll say by the first day, like 3 games in, your bracket's busted.
What do they give me, $1 million?
The tournament challenge, but it's whatever. It's impossible.
I'll buy you lunch when I win.
When you said a perfect bracket, not when you win. It's impossible.
Yeah, I'm gonna win.
It's impossible.
It is impossible. I think it's crazy that.
Well, you have to get there's so many different situations and whatnot.
Upsets.
But Nebraska basketball being in it this year will make it really fun because they didn't even make the Big Ten tournament last year, and now they're going to be playing. I mean, if they win tomorrow night, they get a triple bye into the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament.
Let's just win a national championship. Let's just do it. Let's do it. That'll be the greatest turnaround probably ever.
Indiana football also.
I mean, for basketball.
I think that we would clear Indiana football in the greatest tournament.
I mean, the team it'd be pretty darn close. It'd be fun. I mean,
that tournament maybe if you look
the Crown,
the college basketball Crown.
Yeah, we were at the Crown, and now we're going to be national champs.
That'd be quite the.
Didn't make the tournament. Didn't make the Big Ten tournament. Didn't make the tournament. Didn't make the NIT and win the basketball crown. And then since we won that crown title, we've been the team to beat.
We walked out with those crowns all year long.
Got UCLA on Tuesday. UCLA is kind of a team that's they're up and down. So they struggle on the road, but they're 16-1 at home this year.
Ooh.
They've one loss was to Indiana in double overtime, but they also have beaten Illinois and Purdue there in last second shots. And funny enough, this is only the 3rd time these two teams have ever played.
Wow.
So last year, Nebraska got the best of them at PBA. 2016-2017 season, like 5 games in the season, they played in the Wooden Legacy Classic, a tournament in Fullerton, California. Lonzo Ball, that was when he was on the UCLA Bruins. That's how long ago that was.
That's crazy.
Like Glenn Watson and Isaiah Roby were on Nebraska. Isaiah Roby wasn't even a starter at Nebraska at the point. He was coming off the bench. Now this is the first time Nebraska gets to play at a historic basketball facility. Because I mean, UCLA, you think John Wooden, you think all the names that have gone through that program. So it should be fun. It'll be a late one.
It will be late.
It'll be late. 10 o'clock. I mean, if you're a college football person, you stay up and watch those late games. This is nothing. But for a Nebraska fan, I can't remember the last time they played a game this late.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to affect them. Hopefully not too much. They're out there already.
Yeah. So they traveled out on Thursday, stayed there Friday. They played USC on Saturday, and yesterday they went to the Clippers-Pelicans game because Tyronn Lue, Nebraska graduate, coaches the Clippers, and Bryce McGowan's plays for the Pelicans. What are the odds that Nebraska makes a West Coast trip on the schedule the same weekend as those two former Huskers are playing one another? What are the odds?
Cool.
It'd be like if you guys were wrestling, years down the line, you guys run into somebody who's a former teammate or whatnot, former coach, and you run into him.
Me and Ridge both have our own colleges wrestling each other, and
in a perfect
somebody 40.
What?
In a perfect world, or it'd be like if Mark Manning is coaching, you guys go do your thing, and you guys somehow see Mark Manning, 20 years from now.
That would be crazy.
Like that's kind of now Bryce McGowan's only played for Nebraska, earlier this decade, but still, what are the odds? What are the odds?
Not often.
And it's crazy.
Not likely.
It's crazy, but that is all we have.
We got one more thing though.
Go for it. What's up? You got time?
We got Paramount coming up this weekend. I ain't promoting it. I'm just thinking about fight. Max Holloway, New Bronx. This is their 2nd or 3rd time fighting. I think so. I'm pretty sure they fought once already. I could be mistaken. I'm going Max Bless Holloway all the way, baby. He's a warrior, cardio warrior. And he did have a chin of steel until his last fight. First time getting knocked down and knocked out.
This is the 2nd time they fought. So you're right. You're right. They have.
So this is running it back for the belt, I believe. Could be wrong.
Your rematch main event, BMF title, March 7th.
For the BMF belt
in Las Vegas. So I will make my pick. I will take Max Holloway as well.
There we go.
I'll take Max Holloway.
We're going Max all the way.
All the way by KO.
Okay, 3 for 3. Usually there's a jinx here, so that's usually not a good sign.
Oh,
the only way
they fought in 2015.
Yeah, it was one of his first younger fights. The only way that I think that it goes bad for Max is if he gets submitted. Highly unlikely.
Saturday night, Saturday,
possible.
it's a stacked time for sports.
It is
in general.
Sports Saturday. Y'all tune in. Thank you for joining. All in. Deuces.